Y'all would be so surprised that I cannot find these marker lights in the store. I've tried multiple times to find them. I got close a few times, but apparently what I'm gonna have to do is, because a lot of people are telling me that when you go to the dealership, these lights actually cost about $70 a piece. So I'm probably just gonna have to switch it and go to a different style of light. And yeah, that's about it though. And I need to find this one. It doesn't light up, but the turn signal still comes on, so I gotta get that fixed. But I have some replacements for these and these. I'm just waiting to put those in. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys these right here. Yeah, I got these right here. Got the halos, of course. I'm always known as a halo person. We would have been had them in, but the thing about it is I had to find a conversion kit, and I found it. I got it in the mail maybe last week or maybe the week before last, so just gotta go ahead and get that put in, and we'll have that hooked up. LEDs, of course, 7-inch. I want to say I got them off Amazon. You know, I got the full kit, but we'll get to that another day. Gotta put those back in the side box. Got plenty of lemonade, Lipton, iced tea, and you gotta keep that dip part. Yeah, got to keep that dip part like that. So a lot of people have been asking me to do a review of my Coronado and what I think about it so far. I'll give you guys a brief turnaround. Don't judge my truck, because I'm still kind of getting everything sorted out on where I want it. Got to have these fans on deck. It's kind of crazy, but I actually made a post on Facebook. Let's see, maybe I want to say yesterday. Let me go to it so I can read the exact post to you. And some people thought maybe the post would be kind of hateful, but it's not a hateful post. It's just telling the truth. I said I see a lot of new truckers out here, and I'm gonna give you a big congratulations, but here's a word of advice: check those trucks inside out, top to bottom, and every which way possible. Please make sure you have a warranty or some written paperwork on those end frames, because I hate to see you stranded on the big end. Keep those wheels turning, driving. And basically, I mean, trucking is a beautiful thing, but at the same time, trucking is also a dog-eat-dog world. And a lot of these dealerships or people, they'll just sell you something just to get you rolling, and then don't want to take any type of recourse or anything to get you back rolling. And buying a truck, the first few months is like the most critical months in it, because it can really make or break you. You know, you don't have time to save up any money or anything. And I'll tell you, I mean, this truck overall, I like it. I love it, actually. It's a lot more hands-on than any other truck that I've dealt with. I'm used to dealing with the IS6 Cummins and the DD15s, and rarely a Mercedes Benz, but I haven't really had enough experience with the Mercedes Benz to see how it pulls or anything. But basically, everything I've really dealt with in the past was a DEF truck with a DPF on it. And I mean, overall, I'm not gonna say those are bad trucks. I mean, they're just not for owner operators, because eventually things go bad, and it's not owner operator friendly. Not on a small level. Maybe a big company, a big fleet, definitely. And like I said, one of the reasons why I tell people to have a good warranty on the truck, because believe it or not, I mean, I've had to take this truck back to the dealership a few times. I got the truck from 7E Sales over in Palmetto, Georgia, and they're a very friendly place. They honor their word. If something goes wrong with the truck, only thing you need to do is just call them. You call them and tell them what's going on, and they'll hook you up every time. Looking for some permits here. There we go. But yeah, they'll hook you up every time, and they'll get you right. So far, I mean, with this truck, it's all been minor things. It hasn't been anything engine-wise. Let's see, I had an exhaust leak. I've had, now the biggest thing was the air conditioner went out. Now that was the big problem. That's why I have all these fans here and the one up here, because whew, try driving a truck with no AC, man. It's tough, very, very tough. But overall, you know, I mean, it's a pretty good truck. I mean, it's more hands-on than what I've had to deal with. Of course, no regens. That's a big thing. With my Cascadia, I miss my Cascadia, don't get me wrong, but the last time I drove it, I had to do like 6 regens just to get home, and it was just a big thing. What ended up happening is the one box went out. I know a lot of your own operators are familiar with the one box. So at first I took it to the dealership in Macon. I had to limp it there because the truck fully derated to 5 miles an hour. So once it does that, you know, you can't drive it for real. So if you're in a stick shift, you can actually cheat it, but you'll probably end up burning the clutch up doing that. You can kind of tap the clutch a few times and give it some gas, and you can actually go through all the gears, but you have to keep doing and repeating the process. So I wouldn't recommend doing it for a long time. But the dealership up in Macon, I don't even know the name. After I dropped the truck off, I never went back. They told me that it was the one box harness. So I told them to go ahead. It was like $1,200. I told them to go ahead and fix it. So then they fixed it. They said it still wouldn't regen correctly. It still wouldn't do what it's supposed to do. So then it was like, it was the one box itself. By that point in time, I had the truck, the DPF and all this stuff serviced maybe like 6 times already. No, maybe five times, I'll say. Anything, I've had everything done to it for its knock sensors and different harnesses and everything, and nothing worked. So by the time they got to that point, the DPF filter was 100% clogged, they said, and I would need another one. So total, all in all, the bill is going to be like $16,000. So at that point right there, I just decided, like, you know, I just can't keep dealing with this as an owner operator. So I made the step to go ahead and get this truck right here. Trucking, I mean, it's a tough industry, but it's one of those things, you know, you have to have the passion to do it. If you don't have the passion to do it, then I wouldn't even waste my time with it, because I mean, you'll just be frustrated every day. But I mean, every job is going to have its pros and cons, and every job is going to be frustrating, but you know, it's just one of those things. You know, you don't want to get frustrated. Like I said, this truck has 60 series Detroit 12.7. I was kind of skeptical about the 60 series at first, because a lot of people will, but yeah, I was kind of skeptical about getting the 60 series, because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it just pulls so much harder, it's so much reliable, this, that, and the third. You know, they just tell me all kind of things about it, and I was just kind of skeptical about it, because I mean, a lot of people, they've never driven newer trucks, so you can't really give me a comparison and contrast about it, because you've never driven anything new to say, yeah, it pulls so much harder. But a brief note, I found out a 60 series is actually known as a DD2. So for all you guys that say the whole DD series is trash and you have a 60 series, then you're really saying that your engine's trash as well. But like I said, the truck's more hands-on. It's more freedom. It's a lot more things that I could do myself and diagnose myself if anything was to go wrong, as far as having to go to a dealership and spend thousands of dollars countlessly. But overall, I say dealing with the ISX, the DD15 and the DD2 or the 60 series 12.7. I'm gonna be honest with you, as far as the actual organic trucking feeling, it's a lot better because you hear a lot more sounds, turbo whistles and Jake brakes. You get if you're in it for that and you get like a real thrill out of trucking, then yeah, of course that's the truck for you. One of the ways this truck is a lot better on fuel is because it doesn't have to do regens, so it's a lot better on fuel, and it just breathes. It doesn't have a DPF, you know, choking it and holding it back. It doesn't have DEF. It doesn't have all that things like that. So that's another pro to it as far as, you know, in performance wise. But in all, I say all of them about neck and neck, to be honest with you. But that's my personal opinion. I mean, you guys, you can comment and tell me what you think. But I mean, me personally, I think all of them about neck and neck because, I mean, in some areas, the DD15 or the IA6 may be better in fuel than this truck. And in some areas, this truck may be better in fuel than them. I mean, it just depends on how you're looking at it. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I really feel like all trucks are pretty much similar at this point in trucking because, I mean, everything's pretty much interchangeable. I mean, as far as engines, I mean, you can get a Cascadia with the Cummins or you can get a Cascadia with the Detroit. I mean, everything's pretty much the same. I mean, everybody's pretty much on the same platform at this point. But ultimately, if you are an owner-operator, I would recommend getting a glider truck. There's nothing wrong with getting an older truck. I mean, I would love to get an older truck, but depending on what you're planning on doing with it, you are kind of limited with it because simply for the fact of the matter, a lot of these companies have birthdays on their trucks. So what I mean by birthdays is your truck, most time a company won't take a truck that's over 10 years old. So you can get a truck that's a 01, 02, that's fine, that's cool if you have work for it, and if you just know you have a guaranteed job for it, it's going to be pretty much, you know, stand there. But if you want the more flexible jobs and you know you may want to move around, you may want to pull flatbed this week, or you may want to pull a reefer unit or whatever, and you don't really have a set home for your truck, then you may want to go the glider route because of the simple fact of the matter that the truck has birthdays. So I mean, my truck is a 2014. It's not new by any means, but it has a fresh end frame, and I have the flexibility of moving around if I need to, and I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. As far as the truck, I mean, the truck is perfect to me. I mean, like I say, I'm still trying to get everything situated. Got my fans here. My poor microwave, do not laugh at my microwave. This microwave has been through thick and thin. It still works, don't get me wrong, but it has seen better days. It has been in like 7 different trucks, so don't judge my microwave. But I'm gonna tell you, I do have a refrigerator right here that is kind of getting on my last nerve here. It works good sometimes, but other times it doesn't. Like right now, the light is on. I'm talking about it is colder than the North Pole in here. I can feel the coolness coming off of it. But it fooled me earlier because I put some food in it and came back and it was not cold at all. So I don't know if I need another one or what. I was kind of looking into it, but these things are like $500, so I'd rather just make another storage compartment out of it than pay that. Or you never know, I might just go ahead and do it, so we'll see. But like always, thanks for watching. truckerdude_XXL. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and do everything else. Share. I appreciate you guys for sharing my channel because I need the love. And keep those wheels turning, drivers. Anybody else, if you feel like you want to drive and you're serious about it, then hit me up. But if you're not serious about it, don't do it, because it's kind of off topic here, but you have a lot of people out here that will call you 900 times and tell you that they're serious this time and it doesn't happen. And it just kind of gets a little frustrating to drivers that have to hear that all the time. So yeah, just kind of be mindful of that. But hey, you guys be safe out there. Have a good night.